Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shah, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shah, Call Halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakak Kadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles, the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered across the four winds. This is your brother Yakar Aben, from the Great Millstone Houston camp. Yeah, and I'd like to give double honors to those men that taught our elders and apostles, and the bishops, because we're working in their labors. But I just want to do a quick lesson, on Jeremiah chapter 31 and starting at verse 31. Everybody, the seems to think that salvation is for everybody. Most people don't even know what salvation is. But Jeremiah 31 and 31 kind of outlines, a portion of that. And so we're going to start right here at 31 and 31. It says, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Okay, so the Lord said the days come that he's going to make a new covenant with the house of Israel, which is the northern tribe, and the house of Judah, which is the southern three tribes. Okay, this doesn't include any other people. I mean, it outlines it right there, plain and simple. It says, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. So he said, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers, that I took by the hand out of the land of Egypt. So who did the Lord take out of the land of Egypt by hand? Moses, Aaron, 12 tribes of Israel. Okay. There was a mixed multitude, but they didn't count because he didn't speak anything about them right here. It says, but this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel, meaning northern and southern kingdom, after those days, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Yahweh, he is Bahashem in the name, Yahweh Shah, he is the deliverer. I will put my laws in their inward parts and write them in their hearts, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. Okay, so again, let's read it again. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. The house of Israel is all of Jacob's descendants. Recall, Jacob's name was turned to Israel, and he had 13 children. Dinah, there is no house of Dinah. There is no tribe of Dinah, because the man is the progenitor. The man carries the seed. But as it says, after those days, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, I will put my law in their inward parts and write them in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. For I will forgive their iniquity, which means sin upon sin. Let's click on it. I1, depravity, iniquity, guilty, punishment of iniquity, guilty of iniquity, guilty as great, consequences of punishment for iniquity. Essentially, it means sin compounded, sin on top of sin. I will forgive their iniquity, and I remember their sin no more. And we have to always remember that the children of Israel are the only children that were under the penalty and the law of sin. We'll get that after we go through, once we finish off this Jeremiah. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinance of the moon and the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, of hosts is his name. The Lord of armies is his name. Yahweh. And it says, if those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. Okay, so what does it say? It says, thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinance of the moon and the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves therefore roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. If those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. So in order for the Lord to cast off his people, and then the church can take over, or whatever, modern Christianity has taught, that all people, this right here says that if the sun stops shining for light by day, and that if the moon and the stars stop coming out for a light by night, then the Lord will cast off his people. So until that happens, the Lord is not doing away with his people. He's not going to do away with his people. And the Lord doesn't care about the other nations. Let's get that real quick. Let's get that. 6 and what's that? Let's start at 48. Round about 48. No, that's a little bit. Okay. Okay, it says, upon the 6th day thou gavest commandment unto the earth, that before thee it should bring forth beasts, cattle, and creeping things. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. So the Lord chose a people because all of the people come out of Adam. It says, all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes, as for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and have likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. It says, oh, and now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? So right there, it explains that the Lord has, there's, his people, and then the other people. His people are the chosen people, the ones that he made a covenant with, a blood covenant. But getting back to that Jeremiah 31, and it says, if those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. Thus saith the Lord, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth stretched out beneath, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel, for that they have done, saith the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. So, okay, let's, and that's what these people are trying to do. It said, let's Let's look it up. Can the heaven be measured? What is the measurement of the heaven? Let's ask Google, because there's a people on earth that want to do these things, so the Lord will cast off his people. Let's not do, because everybody knows there's you can't measure the heaven. But let's see if we can uh foundations, and like it says, the heaven above can be measured and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath. Let's see. Foundations of the earth. Let's see what they got to say. Sure, they got something. The area is the earth's core, the very center part or foundation of the earth. Until recently, seismologists assumed that the center of the earth was composed of molten iron. Scientists now believe that the core may be rocky. Okay. What are the foundations of the earth? Biblical questions. We're not gonna go into it because it's Esau is not gonna do anything but pseudoscience, false science. He's gonna come up with some bullshit and lie about it. But okay, so going over that 31, Jeremiah 31 and 31, and then the second Ezra 6. Okay, well, we can go to the New Testament, and we can get the very, so people are like, well, that was in the Old Testament. I don't understand how anybody can take a book, a divinely inspired book at that, and take 3/4 of it and say, well, nah, don't worry about that, and then take the last quarter and read it and say, well, this is the whole understanding. But okay, the the Old Testament or the New Testament mimics the Old Testament. So let's get it. Let's get it here. Hebrews 8 and verse 7. Let's check it out. What does it have to say? Okay. It says, well, let's start at 6. But now have he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also is he the mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises. For if the first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. For finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Okay, so there was nothing wrong with the covenant. The covenant is going to stand forever. The problem was the people. For finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, said the Lord, I'll make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Okay, the northern tribes and the southern tribes. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt. Okay, there we go again. Lead them out of the land of Egypt. Who was led out of the land of Egypt? 12 tribes and a large multitude. The large multitude died off in the wilderness, just like the 12 tribes for their unbelief. But it was never for them. Because they continued not in my covenant, I regarded them not, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel, all 12 tribes, after those days. Thus saith the Lord, I will put my laws in their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, for all shall know me from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more. In that he saith, a new covenant he have made the first old, now that which decayeth and wax old is ready to vanish away. Okay, let's go back to, let's go back to it. Let's go back to it. Because no other people were there. Nobody, oh, excuse me, Salakia. Exodus chapter 12. Let's say, let's read it. The Lord, we're going to start at the top. We're going to go all the way through it. The Lord spoke unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months, and it shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month. No, this is not the right chapter. Salakia 24. Salakia 24. Yeah. Salakia. Yeah, I kind of get, sometimes I mix those up. And he said unto Moses, this is Exodus 24 and 21, he said, to come up unto the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, thou and Aaron, and Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship ye afar off. And Moses alone came near to the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, but they shall not come nigh, neither shall the people go up with him. And Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord. So the people is the Israelites. All the words and all the judgments, and all the people answered with one voice and said, all the words that the Lord, Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, have said, will we do. And Moses wrote all of the words of the Lord, and rose up early in the morning, and builded an altar unto the hill, and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. It didn't say anything about the Hamites. It didn't say anything about the Edomites, the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Jebusites. It didn't say anything about Japhetic. It didn't say nothing about the Romans, the Greeks. Okay, so everything goes back to the 12 tribes of Israel. So if there is an Israelite that is a Greek or a Roman citizen or an American citizen, it does not change his heritage, his lineage being an Israelite. Just because of his physical or geographical nationality. Because the so-called white man Esau Edom has put up borders, and he's called people by lands, but that's not the way that the Heavenly Father does things. The Heavenly Father calls you by your biblical nationality, who your forefather was. It has nothing to do with location. And Moses wrote all the words of the Lord, and rose up early in the morning, and built an altar unto the hill, and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto the Lord. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in the basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled it on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people, and they said, all that the Lord hath said, we will do and be obedient. It said the audience of the people. So this audience of people were the 12 tribes of Israel coming out of Egypt. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people, and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, hath made with you concerning all these words. Then went Moses and Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel. And they saw the God, the power of Israel, and there was under his feet as if it were a paved work of sapphire stone, and as it were the body of heaven in his clearness. So right there, this right here entered the children of Israel into a covenant with, or a contract with, the Most High God, Yahweh, and his son Yahweh Shah. So it says, and Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the covenant which the Lord hath made with you concerning all these words. Okay. Hey, this is outlining this right here. It says, where are we? 31. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt. So we just read the first covenant. So the second covenant is for the same people that the first covenant was for. I mean, it's simple. It's simple, and the other nations are not going to get that. Let's go to that. The other nations are going to come and have to find out what's going on. It says right here, this is Isaiah chapter 2. We're going to start at verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days, okay, the last days, that the mountain of the Lord's house, that means the Lord's laws, statutes, and commandments will be, that's the mountain, the governing body of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains. That means over all other governments, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. This right here means that the Lord is going to set up his kingdom on earth, and everybody's going to follow his laws like the children of Israel. Okay, and it says, verse 2, Isaiah 2 and 3, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up into the mountain of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, to the house of the God of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion, to Zion, monument, to Zion, parched place, another name for Jerusalem, especially in the prophetic books, to Zion, which means his monument. Where are we? And many people shall go and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Okay, so, when we go back to either one, Jeremiah or Hebrews, what does it say? It says, for this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws in their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall to be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me from the least to the greatest. Okay, so this is speaking about Israel. We done broke it down. We broke it down. This is only speaking, the first covenant was for Israel. The second covenant is for Israel. Okay, this in Isaiah, that's not Israel, because we're going to have to teach the other nations. Well, with that being said, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakah Kadash, Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone and the people that taught and the great men that taught them. You know, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered across the four winds. Hopefully this lesson was edifying. You know, it's your brother, Yakar Abin again. Shalom.